I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investmentpitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Miguel Palancia, the Chief Information Officer of the Qtum Foundation. Miguel, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today, and I'm looking forward to hearing about Qtum.
Thank you, Ashton. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And I'm actually the Qtum Foundation, the CIO for the Qtum Foundation, and I've been in the blockchain space since 2013, so that's around 6 years, right? And I've taken part in different projects. I used to be the CTO for VeChain, and I joined Qtum in 2017 full time. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here and everything that we've been doing together.
That's amazing. Thank you for taking the time. Let's kick it off by giving your best description of Qtum as a blockchain and how you guys believe that it is making the future a better place.
Well, yeah, Qtum started like a blockchain platform focused using on smart contracts and also focused on security. So what we did was we forked the Bitcoin core blockchain, and we forked also the EVM from Ethereum, and we did some modification to the EVM to adapt it to the Bitcoin core blockchain that we forked. And what we did also is that we implemented a proof of stake consensus, and that's the consensus that we're running right now. So Qtum is now a proof of work blockchain. You don't have to mine it. Pretty much it runs by proof of stake, which means that anyone that holds Qtum coins can produce blocks. That has been really good, not just for the ecosystem, but in general for the entire public, because it makes it easier for anyone who wants to be part of the blockchain, the Qtum blockchain platform, to just get inside the Qtum blockchain by purchasing a few Qtum coins. I mean, it's a lot more cost effective than having to buy miners and having to run a big operation like what you see on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which eventually grows so much that it's only limited to people with really large funding.
Definitely. That's great that you guys are lowering the barriers to entry and allowing people to get involved just by staking some of their Qtum coins. And I like how you guys have combined the best of the Bitcoin blockchain with the Ethereum virtual machine. And you mentioned smart contracts, so I guess that's sort of the focus. What does Qtum do with smart contracts that Ethereum does not do?
Well, since we always focus on security, that was the main target at the beginning, because we saw what happened with some of the most famous Ethereum contracts, and it's still happening today. So that was the main target, and we designed a lot of security steps to be built inside of our own blockchain to avoid these kind of things from happening. And one key advantage that we have is that Qtum is a lot more scalable, because we use the UTXO model. That means that we can allow for the Lightning Network, and we also have several other methods to improve our blockchain scalability. Qtum basically can do over 70 transactions per second while being fully decentralized and without using the Lightning Network. But using the Lightning Network, we can take this to several thousands of transactions per second.
That's amazing. Well, it sounds like you guys are well on your way. Now, in terms of the development and dApps that are being built on Qtum, a lot of people are focusing on dApp development on Ethereum just because it sounds really easy. Is it easy to develop on the Qtum blockchain, and how many dApps or people are working on different applications with Qtum right now?
Oh, it's incredibly easy. I mean, if you're able to build a blockchain application or a dApp on Ethereum, you will be able to do so on Qtum. And every single dApp that runs on Ethereum will also run on Qtum, because we share the same virtual machine and the same language support. But one really cool advantage that we have, and this is going to be launched, I hope within the next year, is the x86 VM. It's a new virtual machine that we designed from scratch, and this will change the game. Like, it's going to be a lot more powerful than the EVM. It will allow developers from different backgrounds like C, C++, Rust, and even Python will be supported. So it will be a lot more flexible. People will not be limited to using just Lightning, and it's going to be a lot more powerful blockchain applications.
Interesting. And now, that sounds like an amazing incentive to have that x86 virtual machine. But for the people that have developed dApps on Qtum right now, Are there any incentives? I guess you could say the scalability is one where if you're processing a smart contract on Qtum, as you said, it's much more scalable. But what incentivizes developers to develop on Qtum rather than Ethereum? Why should they choose Qtum?
Well, even when we do the x86 VM, we'll have backwards compatibility. So anything that you build right now will also be running in the future when we have the new VM. However, we also have lots of resources for our community developers. We have direct channels with our core development team, and we have the community developer channels. And we even built something really cool called the Qtum Book. The Qtum Book is like a full breakdown on everything that you can do on the Qtum blockchain, either using smart contracts platform with the templates and a lot of code assistance. So it's really easy to get started developing on Qtum. Also, we always try to work side by side with several of our dApps. We even did a lot of joint PR with them.
That's great. And I guess really with this blockchain ecosystem in its inception and everyone's trying to grow and bring this amazing technology to the mainstream, you're really not trying to compete with Ethereum and Bitcoin, these other blockchains. You're really trying to complement them. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, we believe there's a lot of space in the blockchain ecosystem for everyone. The entire technology, the whole industry is in its infancy. Right now, I believe we're in like 1997, 1998 of the internet era. So it was like the basic tools were available, but they needed to evolve for more powerful solutions to come along. And I believe the same thing will happen to blockchain technology. I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be seeing those killer applications that make blockchain be seamless and be part of our life without even realize them that we're using it.
That's great. And now for the dApps that have been built so far, or maybe it's some things that the foundation is anticipating as real strong use cases in the business world, that non-technical people can understand where Qtum is providing value in a business use case. What is currently going on with Qtum? Are there industries that are already being benefited by the smart contracts on Qtum, or is there something in the near future for the business people to understand how this is actually providing value to them?
Well, we have around 40 different apps that are running on the Qtum blockchain, and you can see there's a lot of different use cases that they're trying to approach, and that's a really cool thing. And two of the most famous ones and easy to understand are View. That's View. You can think about it like a YouTube on blockchain. Like you can upload media, videos, and it directly benefits content creators because they can see on the app and on blockchain how many views they're getting and how much is the revenue for each one of their creations, and that's actually really cool. There's a movie that was published also on the View app. So I mean, this kind of thing is really cool because it shows people what they can do with blockchain and in a simple to understand and simple to use way. And Robinate is really cool. Robinate it is for you can upload content also, but you share or buy or even purchase your copyright and intellectual property. And they're revamping their own blockchain, and they're using an amazing solution for scalability, which I can't really go further on this, but they will announce it soon. So I mean, this kind of thing is really cool, and it will show people what they can do with blockchain. But not just that, but it will start to get in the hands of normal users, which is what brings adoption for any technology.
Yep, that's great. And speaking of adoption, one of the reasons why Ethereum was so popular is because of the wallet infrastructure and the interoperability with the ERC20 standard to allow all of these different tokens and coins to fit into one wallet. Is the Qtum wallet, is it very easy to use? Is it easily accessible? Or are there other coins you can store on there? Or does it really require a specific download? And do you see that as a barrier to entry for mainstream adoption?
Well, yeah, the Qtum UI wallet allows for any QRC20, any dApp that to be set up and run on our own wallet. There's a lot of documentation that we have available for that. And it's really easy. You can actually set up your own smart contract or your dApp that you purchased. on the Quantum Qt blockchain in a few minutes. It's really easy to do.
That's great. And the Quantum coin specifically, I know it's used for staking to help maintain the network, but is it also used for gas fees, or what else is the Quantum coin used for in these dApps?
Yeah, it is used for gas fees, and also it's used for maintaining security of the blockchain itself. Because since we used the proof of stake consensus and we didn't go proof of work, one of the key points that we have for security is that doing a 51% attack on Quantum is almost impossible. It means that anyone who wants to do it will need to buy 51% of all of the Quantum coins that are on the market. So, I mean, it will be really, really, really expensive. So it's almost impossible to do.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like great security. But in terms of scaling up, it's hard to take over the network, but is it like 70 transactions per second? Is that going to be enough? Or what is the scaling protocol moving forward? Are you planning on expanding that? Because 70 transactions per second will likely not be enough to work multiple international businesses.
Yes, we're aware of that, and that's one of the reasons why we're working on the Lightning Network for Quantum. That will be one of our main targets for scalability. And we're also doing heavy research on new technology that's currently available, like Mimblewimble, that was launched with Green, and not just allows for scalability, but also focuses a lot on security and privacy. So you will be able to develop stuff that hasn't been done yet, which is anonymous assets, like privacy assets, privacy applications. This is something that the financial institutions might really like, because one of the features they don't like about public blockchains is that everything is public, and the fact that they can make some of this information private is something that will cater to a lot of different industries, not just the financial, but it's something that will be really, 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 really popular in the future.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a great plan, and hopefully you can execute it well. But in the coming years, how is the Quantum Foundation going to sustain itself? Are the revenue models built into the enterprise solutions that you guys are providing, or are you receiving grants? How do you see the business sustaining itself moving forward?
Oh, we did a really big ICO back in 2017, and it was around March. So when we planned the entire development, we separated funds to last for about 4 years. But as you know, the market went up, and our resources actually became larger than we originally planned. So yeah, we do have funding for quite a number of years. But at the same time, we recently signed a partnership with Google Cloud, and we did one last year with AWS. And what we're doing with them is also focusing on building SaaS applications, blockchain as a service applications. These blockchain as a service applications will help us obtain more funding and pretty much be a stable and self-sufficient company in the future.
That's great. You need to have some kind of incoming cash flows eventually, unless you're going to do a 2CO or something like that. So it's great to see you guys working on building some business models, and Google and Amazon sounds like amazing partnerships to have. So congratulations to that so far. Are you guys expanding your team? Are you doing more marketing? How do you see the foundation expanding itself moving forward?
Oh, we're always doing marketing on anything that we do. Our marketing has always been focused on things that are real. Like, we try not to use hype. That's not our target. Has never been our target. And we are expanding because we're actually hiring several different developers. We're looking for talent, and it's available on our website, quantum.org. Anyone who wants to work for Quantum, they can go in there, and there's several. There's several options available. There's one that we really need right now is mobile developers. So anyone who's really talented in this, they can check out our website and sign up for it.
Awesome, Miguel. Thank you. I was just going to ask if there's people looking to get involved. I guess quantum.org is the best place to go and to find more information about the project. And that's all the time that we have for today, but I'm really looking forward to following up with you guys. It sounds like you have a lot on the go. And as you expand the team, to see the solutions you're providing as this blockchain as a solution sounds amazing. So congratulations on everything so far. And I'm looking forward to speaking to you in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton. Thank you so much for the invitation. And yeah, I hope to speak to you again.